gang, welcome to another edition of MagicReview.com. Today we've got Perseus Arkomanis' card cube. This is kind of a novel little thing. What you learn how to do is make these little cubes. Here I made a outside one and an inside one and an outside one. It took me like a minute. I did it while watching the DVD as they were explaining. It's very simple, but that's basically all you're really getting is learning how to make this little origami cube. It's 15 bucks for the DVD. I gave it a 4-star rating with Stone Status of Gem. I'm torn between 4, 4.5. By the end of this review, I might change it to 4.5. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, as it stands, it's a 4-star product. So you get the about a good 10 or 15 minutes. They show you to walk through how to make these cubes, and then they show you the basic walkthrough of some effects where you have a card selected, and then it changes into this cube where you apparently palm the card, grab the card, and then it changes into the cube. There's a color change thing where you magically, sort of a spellbound thing where it changes into this one or whatever. There's a couple things like that. Not a whole lot of material on the DVD. It's about 25 minutes, and none of it is. It all felt more like here are some ideas than it felt like here are some full routines. I'm not expecting them to provide the pattern or anything, but it would have been nice to see some stuff from beginning to end, how the whole thing flowed together, because as it was, they just basically walked through it. But everything you need to learn how to make the cube and how to do the moves, it's all there. You also get a PDF, two PDFs, that very specifically show you where to fold the card. So it's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot to say about it. The only issue I had, there's two things. One, apparently these guys have never heard of Michael Close, because they claim that this is the first time, Card Cube is the first time that origami has been combined with playing card magic. Okay, what about it's pretty close to 30 years ago now, Michael Close put out his Prince's Frog card trick, I think is the actual name of it, where it's an origami folded up frog and there's a cool story and all this stuff. Anyway, that's an origami trick that's combined with card magic that predates this by almost 3 full freaking decades. So I thought I was a little annoyed with that claim, but that's not the end of the world. And then the other thing is they refer to this as what's known as an impossible object. And an impossible object, particularly in the world that we as magicians live in, it does have a very specific meaning. An impossible object is not this. This is something, if you gave to the spectator, they'd go, oh, that's cool, and it was magical, and I have no idea how my selection ended up like this. But they could take it apart real easily and go, oh, yeah, it's just an origami thing. So there's nothing impossible about the object itself. How it got from their card to here is impossible, and that may be what they're referring to. An impossible object is more like, what if you had 2 playing cards, you tore the centers out and you linked them and you handed that out? That's an impossible object. What if you had, what's a more common example? Well, not cardwork, but Anniversary Waltz is kind of an impossible object where you end up with these 2 cards fused together. So those kinds of things are impossible objects. Deck of cards in a bottle, those kinds of things. That's typically what's referred to as an impossible object. This, however, not so much. So, but again, not the end of the world. The ad copy was honest. They didn't mislead you as far as what you're getting. They just made a couple of claims about the history of the object and the nature of it they're just misinformed is all it comes down to. So, having said all that, it's 15 bucks for this, and to learn this as a skill, I think, if you can see yourself giving these out as a souvenir in your show, or if you see this as part of your repertoire, you'll be able to pick it up and do it very easily. It's a very simple little thing, and it's kind of fun. It's different, novel. So if that kind of thing fits your personality, you'll be very happy with the purchase, especially for only 15 bucks. So with all that said, let's give her a 4-star rating, Stone Status of Gem. Random iTunes song of the moment today is dun dun dun. Okay, so this is weird. This may sound a little familiar to you. It's a Metallica tune called Until It Sleeps, but that's not Metallica. That's CMH World They are a Celtic band. And so this is a Celtic tribute to Metallica. It's very cool stuff. If you like Celtic. If you don't, you'll hate it. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll put a link to that in the description below. And I don't know if you can smell that, but I got a pizza waiting for me, so I'm going to get out of here, guys. Peace out. Thank you.